Hi everybody, this is the investing teacher, high school science teacher, teaching others how to invest. In this video, I want to go over the possible $2,000 stimulus that will be back for Congress and the Senate to possibly approve. And we'll go over some of the details, what that might mean to your finances, and some options on what you could do with those funds. Let's get right to it. So links to both of these articles are down below in this description. So from Fox Business, Chuck Schumer says $2,000 stimulus checks is one of the first things we want to do. Feels like a brand new day, optimistic of 2 Georgia Senate victories. So if you haven't heard in the news, 2 Democrats did win the runoff elections in Georgia, which will now have a Senate majority in the Democrats. Some of the Republicans also wanted a $2,000 stimulus check. Many of the Democrats would probably want it as well. So they might have the majority vote to actually have the $2,000 stimulus. Chuck Schumer seemingly expects too soon to be made majority leader, said offering $2,000 stimulus checks one of the first priorities. If, and they did, the Democrats clinched both seats. The Senate is split 50-50. Vice President-elect, who's a Democrat, Kamala Harris, will offer the tie-breaking vote. Be the first Democratic-run Senate. So it's going to be a Democratic-run Senate, Democratic-run Congress, and a Democratic president with vice president. So there's a very good chance that they are going to put this back up for a vote with a $2,000 stimulus package. For the last about 8 months, ever since around June, the Democrats were pushing for a higher stimulus bill, and the Republicans were keeping to block it and push it away. So here, Joe Biden actually said the decision will put an end to the block on the $2,000 stimulus check. If you send Senator Perdue and Loeffler back to Washington, checks will never get there. It's that simple. Power's literally in your hands. And those two did not make the Republicans. So that's why the Democrats have the ability to get this check. Okay. Another article says what a 50-50 Senate means. Well, Americans are starting to get their $600 stimulus. One big question is that the 2000s will come in as well. The chances definitely got a boost with the Democrats winning. Right? Again, same statement from the president. Biden's a tiebreaker. Kamala Harris is a tiebreaker. So again, very good chance that we might get a $2,000 stimulus check. We don't know exactly when that would be. Obviously, the Democrats would have to go into Senate, and that'll be at least in a few weeks. They'll have to approve it, and then they'll have to pass it over to Americans. So financially, what does this actually mean for Americans? If you do receive the $2,000 stimulus check, and a large majority of Americans would receive that with certain income limits, that's going to be a lot of extra money that will be going into circulation from the U.S. government and from the Federal Reserve. Their inflation is going to be something that you need to consider when you're looking at these funds. Just like money bags with DuckTales swimming in all those coins, and there's rapid money printing, and everything will cost more, there'll be more inflation and whatnot. So definitely take that into consideration in terms of what you are going to do with these funds. I did do a previous video on what to do with the $600 stimulus check. I'll leave a description down below in the descriptions. And if you get $2,000 more, essentially amplified by over three times more in terms of the monetary policies. I would highly consider, if you don't necessarily need the money, to put it into some safer hedgings against inflation. Some of the hedges you could use for inflation are Treasury and inflation protection securities, or TIPS. You could also look at precious metals like gold. If you're going to do gold, silver, I'd recommend using an ETF like IAU, which actually owns the gold into many different companies. They're not necessarily storing it, so the fees and expense ratios are a lot smaller. You could even consider cryptocurrencies. They are pretty much at their high of all time at this point, but there could be other avenues for inflation instead of using the US dollar. So again, I would recommend, if you don't need the money, to consider those things. If you are needing the money, you don't have a lot in savings, you have a lot of debt, your income is not that great right now because of all the conditions, then obviously use the money if you need it when it comes, okay? So that'll be it for now. I'm the investing teacher, high school science teacher, teaching others how to invest. Please like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely helps the channel out. I'll read all comments and I'll respond to them. And have a good day.